Tough game. I thought the kids played really well for about 32 minutes. 32 minutes of basketball was really good. Like a lot of young teams and a lot of new faces that sometimes we do things that make me scratch my head. We do fewer and fewer of those things. But that's a very good team. They're picked towards the top of their league. They got a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. They'd be a very good team in our league. We knew they were good offensively. I thought our first 20 minutes of defense was outstanding. I don't know that our second half defense wasn't really good until we kind of lost our composure with some things, but you can't keep turning the basketball over and giving them opportunity. They got 14 points to our 4 off turnovers in the second half. That's the way we play. We create turnovers and we get out in transition. The first half, I think that was reversed. But 10 turnovers and a half, we're going to have a hard time beating any good team with 10 turnovers and a half.
Questions?
Coach, I also thought they shot well. I think it was 47% from three.
In the second half, they didn't miss. But that's who they are. They shot 53% in the second half, but they shoot the three. That's what they do. The whole key for us was our closeouts, guarding the ball, no middle, and not giving up middle penetration. Don't put us in rotation. We did an outstanding job of doing that for the first half. We knew they were going to come back and push the tempo and try to get and keep shooting threes. That was one of the three things at halftime we talked about. We come right out of halftime and had a bad closeout. The guy got penetrate pitch three. And we just never were disciplined enough on our closeouts. They're good offensively. They're going to score points. Now, I'm not disappointed at all. If you told me at the end of the night they shot 42.6% from the floor and 42.9% from the three, I would have said that Tennessee Tech won the game. But again, when you give a good offensive team 10 extra possessions, 10 extra possessions where you throw them the ball or you throw it out, they're going to score. It did two things. It took us out of our rhythm offensively, which we were in a great rhythm, and it took us out of our rhythm, and then it put them in rhythm. They just got more shots on goal, and then they started hitting some, and they hit a couple, and then they're like that. When they hit a couple, they hit a bunch. That's a very good game for our team right now. That's a team that a Belmont kind of team offensively where you're playing a skilled offensive team, and you've got to be alert. And then when we didn't get a couple calls, which I don't know that we should have or shouldn't have, we didn't respond the way men should respond. We acted like babies. We cried around, and that impacted the rest of our game. So turnovers and then our reaction to adversity was not very good, and that happens sometimes with young teams. It's probably not fair to this guy out here beside me that he has to be a mature kid right now as a freshman in college, but that's the deal. That's the hand we're dealt. That's what we are. And I was disappointed in our response to the adversity, to the turnovers, to feeling like we should have got a couple calls to rim that we didn't get. I just felt we were just a little bit immature, and not our young guys. Our older guys were immature, and that can't happen for our team.
I was going to ask you about the youth that you're seeing now. You've had to start the season with some really young guys playing big roles. I know it's still early, but what have you thought about how they've responded so far?
Well, obviously they've been really good at times, and they've been atrocious at times. So sometimes I scratch my head and say, what are we thinking? But when you're playing, even Johnny, I think Johnny, that may have been his finest game as a Golden Eagle, the way he played defensively, under control. And the guy hadn't played in 3 years, hadn't been to a practice in 3 years. So he's like a freshman, or maybe even worse, because this guy's been going through practices for the last 3 years and playing high school competition. But I thought I thought he played outstanding for us. I thought that Hunter Vick didn't shoot the ball well, but he's had some big moments, and Jared Sherfield's had some big moments. He's struggling shooting the ball right now with confidence, like a lot of freshmen do. But I know he's a shot maker. Golday and Junior have both those freshman class have all been really good, and we've got a couple kids that are freshmen are sitting out that we think will be good. But I'm really hesitant to talk about how young they are and how new they are and how much guys are hurt, because I feel like with the guys that are in uniform right now tonight that we can win that game. I expect them to be tougher. I expect them to be smarter. Forget going 1 for 11 from the three in the second half or whatever. That happens. Win the game anyway. We have a saying, be good at winning. Figure it out. We didn't do that. We responded to the 1 for 11 by turning the ball over 10 times and by giving up second chance points, by giving up clean drives to the rim and poor closeouts. That's a sign of immaturity. I won't accept that. I don't care how many freshmen are playing. I don't care how many new guys are playing. That's not acceptable. And we'll practice really hard tomorrow. And they've heard this before. If we'd have won tonight, we'd have came back and practiced really hard tomorrow. And if we wouldn't have won tonight, we'd have came back and practiced really hard tomorrow. So didn't work our way tonight. I'm really proud of how we played for the longest part. I think when these guys, once we click, I think we're going to be a very good basketball team. I'm hoping we do it sooner rather than later, but I know they'll keep working and they'll keep pushing, and we're going to have a really nice team. Their schedule's not been their fault. But our job is perform. Their job is perform. We prepare, we teach as coaches, as players, they got to perform. And, we'll watch film and we'll practice and we'll make corrections, and they're doing those things, and we are getting better and better and better. But, again, to beat a really good team, our team right now can't turn it over 10 times and a half, coupled with poor shooting. And we had open shots. Let's be honest. And then we let that impact our defense. Our defense went from really good to not as in tune as we should. They're going to hit some shots eventually. We're going to have to answer that. I thought we did that in the first half. Late in the first half, they made a run, hit some shots. And I told them at halftime, we didn't answer it with execution. We didn't answer it with hitting shots. We answered it with defensive toughness and rebounding. We came back the last 2.5 minutes, got a couple putbacks, got a nice stop, got a couple stops, and did some things defensively that were really good. In the second half, we didn't do that. And against a good team, when you don't do that, you're not winning. We can't give up 49 points and a half. And we gave up 49 because we turned it over and gave them 10 extra possessions. And that's just not a recipe for success for these guys. I will not. We're going to have a nice team. And if we had these guys, I think we're going to have a nice team. We're playing better and better, and we're going to continue to get better and better. The only thing they're going to do, and I know they're going to plug, is tomorrow we're going to lift weights, watch film, and practice. And we're going to practice again Friday, and then we're going to go to Chattanooga, and we're going to play as hard as we can play for as long as we can play and as smart as we can play. And at some point with these guys, we're going to start clicking, and we're going to have a really good, young, fun team. And I think they're fun to watch now. I think when we had adversity night, the ball stopped. And we didn't move. First half, that ball was zipping around. We were finding open guy. Second half, we had a chance to make plus ones. We had a chance to penetrate and kick, and we just didn't do it. Didn't catch the ball clean. Just didn't do as much. And that was just a response to adversity. And they'll do better. Character wins. And trust me, I've got the most character that we've ever had here at Tennessee Tech. These dudes will be fine.
Tell me a little bit about the board work. I know you've often said how important rebounding is to your success. What do you think about the board work?
I think that any game that Micaiah Henry and Courtney Alexander combined for 10 rebounds, we didn't have a good rebound night, without exception. Those guys, if they have 6 and 4, it's a bad night rebounding. We played a team that played 4 guards a lot, sometimes 5 guards. Everybody on the floor shot it except one guy. There are 11 guys they play. Everybody shoots it. We should have pound. They were going to trap our post. We knew that. We needed to dominate the backboards. We won by 2. We said the same thing Friday night against Monroe, and we dominated the backboards, and that's why we won the game. We got extra possessions because we dominated the backboards. We got offensive rebound after offensive rebound. Tonight we didn't. Our goal is 80% of all defensive rebounds and 40% of all offensive rebounds. We didn't get that tonight. We wasn't bad. If you want to say, okay, we read them on the glass, we did, but we didn't dominate the glass the way we should. And again, that's a way for us to get some of those possessions back. If we're going to turn it over 10 times, we got to get 6 of those back, more offensive rebounds, and dominate the backboard and get 6 more possessions that way. And we can't let them have any. I mean, we've got to take theirs away. So, rebounding and taking care of the basketball, and limiting turnovers for this team. That's it. Once we do those 2 things a little better, which we're starting to, then we can worry about getting some more plays in, getting some work on execution, work on some other things. But it's those 2 things first: rebounding, take care of the basketball.
Let me ask you about the guy next to you. Gosh, you've thrown him into where he's got to run the point for you often. Just your thoughts on how he's responding in his first year of college basketball.
Well, he needs to take better care of the ball. He had 4 turnovers and 3 assists tonight. He's obviously hard to stay in front of. He's really quick. And again, I'm not going to give many guys many excuses for being young. He's played for a really good high school program, used to winning, played for a good high school coach, and I expect him to be smart and tough right now at this very stage in his career and not wait. And he knows how I feel. I think he's a really good player. I didn't think he handled adversity as well as I expect him to tonight for a couple moments. I think he tried and I think he fought, but you still got to have a mentality that keeps you focused on the next thing right, do the next thing right. I think he worried about not getting a couple calls for a minute, and it impacted not only him, but impacts our team. And he didn't start it, but he got joined in that deal, and we can't do that. Obviously 20 points, 9 rebounds from a freshman guard is a pretty good night. If it had a negative, and on top of that, he did a great job on zero out there. Nick Smith, who was 5 for 14 from the guard spot for them. That guy's a senior guard. It's a good player, quick on quick. I mean, I watched him play Kentucky on film, and he got to the rim. Kentucky had to double him just to keep him in, and he took him pretty much and just said, okay. And the guy was 5 for 14. Now, he had a couple of shots late and a couple of threes that hurt us, but Again, guy didn't create a lot of offense for other guys, and that was because of his defense. That's the best defensive game that he's played. He's got to keep growing and getting better. He's not going to get 20 force every night, but his assist-to-turnover ratio will improve. His defense will continue to improve. He's finishing better at the rim again already, driving in there and finishing. He's not the biggest guy in the world. He's got to be a consistent finisher or get fouled. And tonight he's the only guy that got fouled. He's the only guy that went there and played physical and went to the rim with contact. So those things were obviously he played great. I mean, for a freshman, you'd like to celebrate this with a win for him. We won't celebrate a good night, and he won't, because I know him. He'll be more mad than he will be happy. But again, he can lead these guys now. You don't have to wait till you're a sophomore or junior or senior to lead. Toughness, people follow toughness and character, and he has both of those.
You just talk a little bit about your game tonight. 20-9 as a freshman, that's pretty good. But I know, as Coach said, you were disappointed about the turnout.
Yeah, definitely. Like Coach said earlier, man, we played good for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then we just let up at the end, especially defensively. Like he said, they got 10 extra possessions that we just turned the ball over, and they converted those to points. So that really hurt us. But we'll find a way, like Coach said, we're going to click. And when we click, it's going to be really fun to play on this team. We got a few missing pieces that we'll get back here soon, so that'll help. But when we click, we're going to be a really good team.
Tell me about how you're feeling. Is the game kind of slowing down for you? Are you getting more comfortable?
Definitely. At first, like our first few games, we had a really tough schedule playing top 10 teams in the country, and just everything was going really fast and stuff. But I just kept getting in the gym, kept practicing. We practiced hard every day, and just practicing hard and going hard and playing fast. The game starts to slow down. You start to get more comfortable out there, obviously. But, yeah, I'm definitely starting to get a lot more comfortable.
Coach is relying on you a lot, talking about your leadership ability to lead the team. As a freshman, is that any pressure at all to be called on to lead the team? Or?
Not really. I'm kind of used to leading the team. But I've been leading the team since I was probably like a freshman in high school. So, yeah, this isn't new, but I got to do better at being vocal. Coach tells me every day I got to be better at talking, getting people in places, letting people know where to be. So I'm trying to get better at that day by day, but definitely I'm going to lead this team.
Coach, Saturday doesn't get any easier. Do you know much yet about
I haven't watched 1 second of them yet. I'll watch it as soon as we get out of here. I'll watch tonight, tomorrow, before practice.
Traditionally a pretty tough team.
Yeah, any Division I road game, SoCon team, Chattanooga's had a lot of success. I know he'll be going home, want to play well. I'm confident we'll answer the bell and we'll have a good practice and they'll compete. Whether now we got to perform well enough to win the game. There is definite growth from our first game to now. We're getting better. We're playing some good teams. We're getting better. Monroe was picked in the top 4 in the Sun Belt. They won on the road by 30 last night against the Division I team on the road. That team's going to be one of the best teams in the Big South. We're improving, man. But, I know it's painful, and I know it's painful with this team. But for our program, these guys are the right guys. We're going to be fine, and we're going to keep plugging, and we're going to keep playing. Eventually you got to put the numbers up on the left-hand side of the column. But I'm confident we will. I'm absolutely confident we will. We'll get some people healthy, but if we don't get guys back, these guys are good enough. They just, and we got to perform in a way. But I can't keep saying it, and we keep letting things go. But if you know basketball and you watch that game, you see those guys, man. They're like, hey, this team's pretty good. They're just young. We got second half. It'd be easy to say, let's make some shots, and we win the game. Okay, and I think we would have. We hit shots, we win the game. Corey was wide open. Hunter's wide open. We just missed him. Okay, but that being said, the growth for us is the 32 minutes that we played really well against a good team and had control of the game. Now the next growth is for us to be able to handle adversity and win a game against a good team when we don't shoot it well. That's with ball security, toughness, execution. We're not there yet. Our team's not there. We have fewer things in offensively than we've ever had in my certainly in the last 5 years. Okay, so eventually we'll have to execute what we got really good and make us feel good about putting more in. But as we proceed in this, I see growth defensively. There's times defensively, man, I look out and I say they really get it. There's times I see they really get it, and just new positions, new guys. It needs to really get it all the time. We're not so big or athletic that we can have lapses. But man, we're getting so much closer, and I hurt for them a little bit. I hurt for these guys. I've been beat before. Everybody has. I can handle it. I tell people I'm really worried about playing well. Well, for 32 minutes we played really well, and for 8 to 10 minutes we played really poorly. And I think that we'll correct that. I think everything we're doing is correctable. Just from game to game. Last game he had a turnover, caught the ball with one hand. And we're big on two-hand catches. I don't think you had any one-hand catches tonight, did you? Of course, we run for those too. So I mean, it's a growing area. But man, when I watch our team play, I see it. I think it's easy to see. I don't know how much we got to just keep improving. I think the ceiling's pretty high. There's some good young guys there. There's some good new guys there. There's some things there that we can do to improve. Hunter and Corey are not going to go 6 for 23 very often, and if they do, the next time we face some adversity, like the ball's not going in, we'll handle it better. We'll handle it like champions, and we'll figure out a way to win this game. We'll be good at winning, and we're just not ready for that just yet. But when it happens, it's going to happen, and we're going to be right there.
Thank you, guys.